Hello and merry meet. It's I, Rowan. Here we are for Tuesday Tarot, and I'm partially ready for Tuesday Tarot. It's been a crazy day. So tonight we are doing the High Priestess card. So I'm just going to pull a couple of those and actually send out. Tonight we are doing the High Priestess card. So I'm just going to pull a couple of those and actually send out. Beautiful community. We have a beautiful community here. So welcome to everybody who's here. Hello, Candace. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm hungry. I didn't have lunch and I didn't have breakfast. And I looked at the clock and went, oh, I don't have time for any. so I don't know. I might eat tonight. I might not. But enjoy your dinner. So yes, tonight we are going to learn the High Priestess, one of my favorite major arcana cards. So I'm just kind of going through. I've got a couple of the decks that I liked that I've been showing. I want to make sure I show those. I didn't get all my lights on either. Oh, a bean burrito. There you go. No tacos for Taco Tuesday, but hey, close, right? So, and I'm sure Bren will be joining us because it's also one of his favorite cards. So, and I'd love to beat last week. I think last week we hit like 10,000, I think. So I'd love to hit the hearts with 10,000. And Candace, thank you. You're a rock star for giving me all liking and sharing. That's like totally awesome. I really appreciate that a ton. So, there we go. So I'm just checking. Oh, I think I have one more deck. Yes, I have. Oh, no, two more decks. Because I do want to make sure that I show the same cards every week. I don't know if Bren's doing the same thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm like being OCD. So we'll find out, right? So I might have to put some of my cards in order. Let's see. Magician, Fool. There we go. So yeah, I think it is. I think it is a little OCD, but we all have it. And I think I left my notebook somewhere because I don't see my notebook with my notes. So I'm gonna have to wing it tonight. It's been like super, super crazy. I know I announced that we're getting ready to move, and yeah, we're like really super close to driving across the Great Plains and heading to the mountains. So for those that don't know, I did announce last week that yes, my husband and I are trying to move close to my children who are adults and my grandchildren who are babies. So and I'm just double checking, making sure I did take my notes somewhere else. How sad. Okay, so I'll wing it. I'm a good winger. So, and Bren can help when he gets here. I know he's not here yet. So tonight is the High Priestess card. And this is an awesome card. I really like working with this card. It's great for us to work with it when we can. And after we talk about the High Priestess, I will be doing 1-card pulls, and I do the 1-card pulls till questions run out. So you can also be thinking about that if you would like to have a reading, whether it's Oracle or Tarot. I kind of go with the energy that I'm getting. So I may pull a Tarot, I may pull an Oracle, or I may pull my Nova cards, and I'm going to grab those. So I love these Nova cards. These are great yes and no and clarifiers, so I love using them. They're kind of like my go-to favorites to use. So I think we all kind of have those sometimes. We have our little favorites. So I'm saying so a lot. I'm also always chapped. I like, when I watch replays, I like kind of laugh because I do put a lot of chapstick on sometimes. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, humid, dry, like when the weather changes, it messes with our bodies, but all good. It's okay. We can survive anything. So we like to get used to it, right? I don't know if I'll ever get used to the humidity here. So, all right. I'm going to just jump in and wing it because I didn't grab my notes for the High Priestess, and we're gonna see how good my memory is. So and I didn't grab my laptop, so because again, it's been a crazy day. I've literally been going since 6 a.m. this morning, so that's like what, 12, 13, 14, 14 and a half hours. So yeah, I'm good. And this is the one joy of being a fire sign, because I have like a lot of energy, so I can deal with that. So the High Priestess card, one thing I really, really like about this, and I'm just going to have to show you the cards so that you can be like, ooh, oh. So I do like to show, so Rider-Waite actually based their tarot deck off the Marcel's tarot. And I do have Marcel's tarot deck, but because I am moving, that deck happens to be packed. So I can't show you a Marcel's tarot deck. But the Marcel's is based off of the Italian decks, one of which is the Visconti deck. And what I really like is when we are looking at the tarot cards, we are looking at how they were created and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to show you the Visconti. So this is what is really cool. What does she look like? She looks like a female pope. This is La Popes card. La Papess, sorry. So it is the High Priestess. It's literally the female pope. So that is how this started. So the decks actually, it is believed, so just like some fun trivia, it is believed that the decks did start in Italy. So the oldest decks that there are cards left for are actually Italian. So the Marcel's deck was one of the first ones that was used to make the printing press, but the Visconti deck, which is this card that I just showed you, this deck happens to, they were all done by hand. So I'm sure that there were some slight variations because it was all literally done by hand. So I can imagine, like, you probably had to have a lot of money. It was known as, like, usually people with money had the cards. So it is pretty fascinating that way when we look at it. So yes, she is the female pope, the High Priestess. One thing I really like about this, like, we're reading, if you're joining for Witchy Book Club, we are reading The Spiral Dance by Starhawk, which is embracing the goddess and bringing the goddess into our life and our spiritual practices. And so when we look at this, we can think of it that way too. It is just taking in and using the goddess. And I think Bren is here now. Yes, Bren is here. Yay. Welcome, Bren.
Oh, I'm ready for this one.
I know. You know what? I left my notes upstairs and I'm not going to run and grab them. So I don't have like the Gemini and all that, but I'm sure you probably have it handy. Like, it's been a crazy day. Like right before you got here, I was just like saying how I have been up since 6. So it's been 14 and a half hours of nonstop. Like I didn't even eat dinner or lunch. And breakfast was tea. So I know my husband's like, well, I'm hungry. And like, it's like, we're like on the tail end of the moving stuff. And so like, it's been a really crazy night. But all good, like good, crazy. So.
Okay, let's see. So we're High Priestess, right?
Right. So I was just showing the Visconti tarot, how they literally have her as the Popess, the female pope.
I was going to be saying that because the Popess is that was one of the alternative names for the High Priestess.
Yes.
How'd they have her depicted?
And keep in mind, this is the reproduction of the actual card, the Visconti tarot from Italy. So, that was from the 14th century. But yeah, I mean, she literally looks like the female pope.
Yep, and I mean, even looking at that, it kind of even makes you think that it's interesting how, like, on you have the Fool, the Magician, then you have her, then you have the Empress. And after the Empress, you have the Emperor, and then you have the Hierophant. It's like you
Yes.
have both sides of the visor, kind of like in the chessboard. On the
Yeah.
chessboard, you have the king and his bishop, then you have the queen and her bishop.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, right?
It's
So,
like
so
each part of the monarchy has their own advisor.
yes,
Mm.
exactly. Exactly. Very, very exciting and welcome. Thank you. I want to thank everybody who's given hearts. Last week we got 10,000. I'd love to get 10,000 or more than 10,000 to prove that like you whoever's here this week is awesome. So and thank you for the gift, Gabe, for real. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll always appreciate it, never expected. So
All right. So you.
um So I'm going to show a couple cards, and then we'll just start our discussion, and I'll let you like do cards. But like so, because I left my notes upstairs because it was a crazy day. This one is from the Witch's Tarot.
I like that one because
I like.
of how like where her feet's at. It's the actual moon and the stars.
Yep. Yeah, I love this one. This one is just like an awesome card. So
And the blue is very rich in it too.
It-
Very rich blue.
it's a very and that's what I love about this deck is the colors are just so like this
Vibrant.
Yep, very vibrant. So, so I talked about Rider Waite. So Rider Waite came out in 1906, and I think I've said this all 3 weeks that we've been doing this. That it is based off the Marcel's deck, which is based off the Visconti. But so here's our Rider Waite. So and when you look like between the centuries how it changes, it's really fascinating. That's what I like about looking at the reproduction cards. And you can get the Marcel's, you can get all of the decks in reproduction, so which is really kind of cool. And if you look like with this particular one, it literally says that they did the reproduction based off the ones that are in the museum. So it is really cool when we see that. With the Visconti and the original Marcel's deck, there were some cards that were missing, so they had to kind of historically determine what the missing cards would have looked like. So again, keep in mind, I mean, they're centuries old, and it's just really cool. So now we've got Tarot of the Traditions. And again, this is just a vibrant version of the Rider Waite. And there are some differences in it, but they're not massive differences. And then I'm going to show a couple cards that, I've got 3 more cards left. So Bren knows when he's up. So I love this one. This is my favorite, the Dreamscape deck. I love it because
I like how the owls at the bottom, then you have the priestess figure, and she looks like she's being crucified kind of in a way, but she's not stuck to something.
Yeah, it's almost like she's floating, almost like maybe like the owl's giving her power to float.
And I also like too, like half of her attire is black, and then the other part of it is white.
Yeah, it has it. So it's instead of having the black and the white
on the sides, it's like now on her, and it's a part of her.
Yeah, and this one just gives.
And she also has behind her head this like a sun-like thing, so that shows her that she's enlightened.
Yep. Yeah, I mean this one's just really cool. And then my black and white deck that I grabbed, very similar to the Rider Waite.
But with her, she's looking okay. That would be.
She's looking.
So since she's looking, how would you do that? Okay, her head's leaning, so that would be her right, but her eyes are closed. So and she's. Well, to us, if we're looking at the card, it looks like she's looking to the left. So in a way, that's kind of signifying that her eyes are closed. She's trying to be more in tune with the past of something. Let's be
And our crown is still showing the triple goddess. It just, we see it at a different angle.
Yep. And the pomegranate.
The tapestry.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Of course I need to grab that one.
See, as we say things, it's like, I gotta grab that. So.
Yep.
And then the last one, and this one I love. This is the my Druid Craft Tarot deck, and I love this because it's very Celtic. And again, we've got the stones. We've got there right there in front of the altar stone. We have the High Priestess, and we've got the moon above her. And I love this because this is just very earthy. This is very druidy and very Celtic. So love, love, love this deck too. And this is actually written. This deck is Philip and Stephanie Carr-Grom, and they are actually practicing druids. So that's neat too. So those are the cards I had to show Bren. I'm gonna let you jump in.
Got quite a selection here. So we're gonna start with which ones have I not pulled out? Oh, this one I haven't pulled this one out of the box. Just making sure I grab all of them out of the box so I can just grab and as soon as I'm done not fling them, but
Yeah.
actually, you know what? Why don't we just start off with probably. Actually, we'll start with mine first. Get that open. Get that big giant book out of me way. Here. Okay. How I depicted her as the shrouded mistress. And I mean, it really does give that vibe of the High Priestess. When you look, you see her facing a direction, but her face is veiled. So it's really having that deep intuitiveness to it. Yeah. And even when you look at her, in a way, because just how the veil is, you don't know if she's looking at you or she's actually looking in your direction. And you don't completely see all of her. You just see, you can see, get that other way. You can see her facing one direction, but then her fist is like, as you look more down, her attire is like going and like disappearing, fading. Yeah. But that is like how the High Priestess is.
She's almost floating too. I mean, yep. Like that's just it. Is it shows the enlightenment and the spiritual progression when they're floating.
So there's that one. Let's go with. Yeah, we'll go with the one that's somewhat like the Robert Smith, but not really. This is the High Priestess in the Incubus Tarot, which is that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
But if you know, let's see if it'll be kind enough to focus. But if you look at her, her eyes are just wide open. So that kind of even makes you think: is she staring at me, or is she trying to make? Because like she's, see if it'll focus. She is like focused, like I'm looking right at you. You better not make the wrong move. But it's like this High Priestess. And if you also notice her hands, they're like skeletal. So it's like this High Priestess is looking at you in a way, and the scroll that has the Torah written on it is like, but she's holding it from the bottom, like if she rolled it up, is about to hit someone upside the head for misbehaving. Mm-hmm. So this High Priestess is using silence as kind of like as a means of intimidation. So if I was to pull this High Priestess, it's like, okay, you need to be really aware. You got to be looking around, being very aware in the moment, and be prepared for anything that can happen. So it's very, like, this is a loud warning of be aware. At least that's how that depiction says. Now, from my first tarot, this is how she's depicted. A bit different. Mm-hmm. Now, this High Priestess, she's wearing completely white. And if you notice, she's not even looking... Crud, gotta get used to that. She's not even looking up at you. Her eyes are just...
And she's sitting how most royalty sits, too.
Yep. And in her hands, she's holding daisies, I believe.
Yeah, it's almost like we're looking at Princess Catherine or Princess Di.
Yeah, it was actually, I think in the book, too, it said it was actually inspired by Princess Diana.
That does not surprise me, because that's literally how Princess Diana sits. And that's how Princess Catherine, who would be her daughter-in-law, that she probably never met, sits.
And if you also notice, there is the triple aspect again with the three moons, but if you look, you have one, two, three.
That,
And the triangle is pointing down. So that's like a manifest. Well, that's a manifestation of something on the tangible.
yes.
This high priestess, because it is outside, it's out in nature. This is also more of a nature in tune priestess, very nature in tune, rather than be in a library setting or a book setting. So then our next one, let's go in a different direction. Now this one is from the traditional manga tarot, and this is how it's depicted. But now if you notice, she has in her hand a white cross. So that can even be an indication of, well, every time that I see a cross, I can't help but think that, oh, yeah, the symbol of an erect man part just flipped. But this high priestess, despite it being in a different art style, kind of like manga animated, if you notice the look on her face, she's very blank.
Yeah.
But she's again covered in white and light blue, and her hair is very like out there.
It is. That's
So
what
that could even show that let your attire and let your appearance do the speaking for you, and also to guard your heart. Goes there. All right, now the next one. Where the heck did that one go? Oh, it's over there. Wait a minute. Where the heck did it go? All right, brownies. Where'd you take that tarot? This Universal Celtic Tarot. That was the one I was wanting to grab next. I know you're around here somewhere. Fine, it'll come around. Now watch me sit down and exactly pops up. Funny. You brownies are funny. Ah, brownies. Gotta love them. This is from the Universal Celtic Tarot. And if you notice, the triple aspect is here again. You got 1, 2, and 3. And specifically, if you really look, this high priestess, very druid based, and you also notice that she's an elder. And half of her face is revealed, and the other half is not revealed. And again, wearing the white. And having the moon behind her, and also in this depiction, there is no B and J. In fact, the pillars are Stonehenge. So yeah, this one is very more nature based and very deeply tradition based. And even more interestingly, her cloak has all the runes on it, but it does not have Hagalos on it. And if you know Hagalos, that is a rune that is very intense, and you can't avoid it. So it's like, because of her being a crone, and even though like she has half of her face revealed, that can be like an indication of triumph over the things that Hagalos represents, things that have to be experienced and endured through. So this high priestess isn't, you can say, one who endured the hardships and is still maintaining of keeping the traditions going despite all of the suffering that she had to go through. Still keeping it going.
And what deck is that again?
It is the Universal Celtic Tarot.
Universal. Okay.
I gotta flip it.
Yeah, and you know, if anybody's if we've shown decks where you guys are like, what is that deck again? Just holler, and that's Los Scarbaros too.
Yep, this one's a Los Scarabeo.
They're my favorite. Like, they make the best. I mean, they really do. They make the best tarot decks.
Now this one comes from, well, I can't say that because for some reason if we say a word that means happy, we're going to be like, oh my gosh, they said the word that means happy. In this deck, it's called the Intuitive. And this one does have the moon attached in it, but specifically this one is more in tune with the intuition. And if you notice, the whole environment behind him is in all quiet serenity, and there's nothing there except the moon and the reflection. So, interestingly, it's kind of like
Getting in that meditative state.
Let's see if, because I know exactly how I want to say this, but I'm just trying to figure out how the heck I'm going to hold it. Okay, so if you notice, like how there's like the two pillars, there's one pillar there, and the other pillar is up there. Then in the center, there's the priestess figure in the middle. One pillar there, another pillar up there. Yeah, I mean, if like when you really get into tarot reading, you can literally take a card and then be like, you know what, change the whole perspective of it. Because there is no limit on reading them except, what you're imposing as the limit.
And that's what, like, when I teach reading the cards, I always, and I can tell you do too, Bren, like when we do have a card, like, like some tarot spreads you'll have like the cards facing like this. Mm-hmm. And you do need to look how does the picture change when the card's like that? Mm-hmm. What do you see? What imagery do you see? Do you see a different shape? Is it making something different?
And do they actually connect? Like if you have one card that's pointing upward, then you have another card that is like even pointing like this, but now it's pointing downward like that to the card that's pointing up here. And I know there is, in the Apocalypse Tarot, the Fool card is one of those spinning dervishes, and he has his arms going one up, and then the other one is pointing out this way. So it's kind of like if that card was in, like, say, the how other people see you, and it's pointing up, and then into the hopes and fears, and then it's pointing to the left to the what's coming towards you, that could show that other people are going to be influencing your, like, they're going to be seeing you based on what the future's coming, and it's going to influence your hopes and fears. Let's see, what's our next one? Okay, this is from the Dark, I almost said Dark Pigeonman Tarot, but this is from the Dark Angel Tarot. And this one has the key in her hand, and then also the textbook. And the pillars instead are replaced by these little statues instead.
They look like gargoyles. Are they gargoyles?
Nope, they're little. They look like little cherubs that lost their wings and they're being bound by snakes. Funny enough.
Ooh, kind of.
Cherubs bound by snakes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And if you notice in the background, you see that in the back, like how there's like an open portal behind her, and how she's like trying to hide it, kind of. It's kind of like, I don't know if you want to go that way just yet.
Yeah, you're not ready.
and actually on her head, she's actually wearing, usually it's seen with Cleopatra, but she's wearing that exact same head mantle.
Yeah.
See, what's our next one? This one, I love this one. This one's from Ludi Lescott. It is a deck that is out of print. And this is it. This is the High Priestess in the deck.
Oh, look at that. That is actually really cool.
Yep, this High Priestess, if you notice too, she has like her eyeliner is starting to come down her face out of tears.
Yeah, see, that's the cool thing about tarot cards. You do need to, like, honestly, like, a magnifying glass is so helpful, especially when you get decks, because there's so much amazing symbolism in them.
Yep. And
sometimes we miss out on.
Yep, and this depiction of the High Priestess, this one is really deeply connected to the Moon card, because the background is also in the Moon, except the figure is now returning back to when she was in this water, or this aquatic spring. And if you notice at her feet, there's a lotus flower, the white lotus flower. Yeah. And that's what she's blossoming from.
So you see the inspiration from, because, like with Pamela Coleman Smith, like the dress starts to look like it's coming into the water. Mm-hmm. So you see that where the influence is, but you do see that there's a lot of beautiful different symbolism within the card.
Yep. And of course in the background there's the two pillars, but in this version she also has an orb, or sphere of crystal ball, and she's not even like having any contact with it, but she's becoming one with that element of water. She's becoming that intuitive. And the way that she's moving, she's in that flow state. Because the way her hands are, she's just flowing with it.
Yeah.
So in tune with the water element that she's literally becoming out of the water as the water element as the manifestation. And she even also has that hairstyle that, usually you see it like down south, kind of, like with the frills and all
Yeah.
that. Kind of like how, I mean, if I was to say anything, I was going to say, if you've seen like depictions of Maman Bridget, like how she has like her hair just completely like frizzled out and all like that, very similar like that. So that's Lily the Scott. This one is the definitely not Tim Burton Tarot or the Deviant Moon, because it looks like Tim Burton made this deck. Now this High Priestess, the way that she's depicted, she's very, very guarded and very close to herself. And she doesn't have any shoes on, so she's in tune with the ground, so she's very grounded, but like very like self-protecting. And it looks like half of her, well, she has half of the moon revealed and the other half in darkness, so she's able to see on both sides what's visible and not visible, but she's very protecting herself, so she's really being more tuned on the physical and having to protect herself by staying silent, because that's also the High Priestess, very silent. She lets you do all the speaking, but doesn't really do all much of anything unless you've asked. Now this one is from the Pagan Ways Tarot. Hopefully it'll sit still in the glare.
I have that deck too.
There you go. And this one has an owl at the very top. Actually, wait a minute. I don't know why for a split second I thought there was another one somewhere in the image, but just like again, she's holding that orb,
Yep.
and interestingly, you have the full moon behind her, then you have the moon, the crystal ball in her hand, then you have the tiara right there, which is that crescent moon. So there's another aspect of the triple. And the pillars don't have the B and J on it, but she's in between two pillars. And the owl, of course, being associated with the Lunarian influence also. Okay, we have done that one. Okay, now this one is from the Ghost Tarot. Very.
I have that deck too.
Yeah,
I
look
probably
at that.
decks.
Now this High Priestess is very different. This one looks like a nun, it seems. But this nun doesn't really look like she's wearing, let's say, it's like she's not wearing traditional, like, nun attire.
The habit. They call
Yeah.
it a habit.
And the attire, usually it's more, there's a lot more white to it, but this one it shows is mainly more black. So that can be an indication if we're looking at, say, since this is a ghost tarot, and that's the theme, and she's having that book floating in midair, this can be an indication that do not let your past or your ancestry afflict your ability to discern and to be intuitive. Because since, again, the ghost is the ancestors, and being covered in black, that can show trauma. So dispelling family trauma or some kind of past traumatic thing, including religious trauma, may have to be faced and remedied for that. Now when we go Escucci Tushy over to say, let's go with this one. This one is from the Heaven and Earth Tarot. I like to call it the Heaven or Hell Tarot because it sounds better. And here she is in this deck. And if you notice, it is, yes, that is Our Lady. I call her Our Lady because that's her title, so go and roll with it. Sheesh. Okay, this way. So now if you notice, there's also a dagger over here. Like, where did that come from? Never thought that the High Priestess was armed with a blade or anything. But if you notice at her feet, there's the moon again. But specifically, why I chose this one, well, of course, there's also this in the background. Get focus. Mike. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Hump Day! Yep, there's a camel in the back. But the symbolic representation of a camel shows that there's a lot of, there's a lot of intuitive energy within an individual. Because the camel preserves water because of its humps. So that can show that if this card comes out, there may be an indication where you need to start using your intuition more because it's sitting and is not doing really much of anything. Or you have guidance and support that you can give to a lot of people, but you're hogging it. And of course, in this depiction, if you might have to really look on it, but the depiction right there, I don't know if it'll show up because of the glare, but there are the planetary symbols on the book going and up that way. And there is Sun, Mercury, Venus, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. The 7 physical celestial bodies on the side of the book. Okay, there's that one. Now, actually, let's go with these two, and then I believe I only have... I think after this, just one. Yeah, okay. So, now this one is from the Definitely Not Walking Dead Tarot, or Tarot Z. I call it that. It's better. And this is how it's depicted. So if you notice, there's some, soon-to-be animated kicked bucket things about to come back to life. In fact, one of them's already lifting their hand up. And you see this human figure. We can't even tell if it's a male or female. We don't know. But it's looking down at their hands, and they're also holding a knapsack. What could be in this knapsack? Who knows? Probably could be the cure that can make this outbreak lay to rest. But we don't know. We don't even know if they're afflicted with the ailment or not. We don't know. Should we approach? Should we not approach? But the thing to keep in mind, if you look, you notice her feet. There's some tomato juice on her feet. That's showing that she's afflicted. Then the Tarot V, the Definitely Not Transylvania Dracula Tarot. Here's this one, how it's depicted. You see the B and the J towers have been knocked down. Kapoof. But instead of a book, she's holding an urn. Why an urn all of a sudden? But if you also notice, her legs are just bone.
Spirit realm. It's that, a high priestess in a coven, and even if it's a high priest, but we're talking specifically high priest, they have that intuitive connection. They have that knowledge, that guidance, and it's that spiritual guidance that we all usually are kind of looking for, just to get us in that right direction. That advisor, like Bren said earlier, the advisor.
Yep. And interestingly enough, too, the black right here, that is part of her attire. It's part of her, but as it goes down, it's getting darker, and on the upper, it's lighter. So it does show that. Even also the way that she's also holding the urn, she's holding it like that. So it does kind of have that focus within, but you're not going to get what's in that urn from her. Not without quite a bit of a tussle. Then last but not least, I think I only have one left. I got to figure out. Over here. Now this one is from one of my absolute favorite decks, the Goetia Tarot, and this deck is very advanced. But and the High Priestess in this deck is, funny enough, one of the spirits I'm very familiar with, Dantalion, number 71. He is the High Priestess, and this is Venus in Pisces, by the way. That fits the High Priestess beautifully, because Venus is a guru figure, and Pisces is the spiritual, and Venus is in her deepest exaltation in Pisces. So essentially this depiction of the High Priestess, and while it also being Dantalion, it shows that this high priestess, if it appears, is showing being able to have many perspectives. Because if you notice how many heads he has, each head is a perspective, and he cycles through each head to get that perspective. And he's even also known to be like the Inferno's psychologist, and the one that wants to really understand humans' nature and their characteristics to understand better. And that's what Venus also wants, that connection to understand and to provide comfort. But Dantalion has knowledge in every art that's known. He also has the ability to change the thoughts, minds, and will of his choosing. That's the key word, of his choosing, not what you want. And he also is good at also facing deeper parts of one's trauma and to better unravel it and understand it. So he is a very gentle and very understanding spirit, but sometimes he does kind of make you feel like you're sitting on a hot seat and you're getting tomatoes and you're getting roasted, because he's really good at roasting things and people. And if you're, well, actually, I now just noticed this. In the background, if you notice, there's 2 Anubis statues behind him. And the portal can even be like, no. It's like, and also all the cups below, every cup that's in his image has been a party foul. So it's like, let your intuition, let your feelings, and what you're like perceiving, let it flow out of you. Don't keep it contained. Let yourself allow it to be toppled over and experienced as it is. And also, this is so funny. And behind him, there's a cage. There's a little cage right there. So it even makes you think, well, because the high priestess on the physical front is very contained, very restricted. So she's like caged in, but you can still interact with her. Oh. And also, I also just noticed this. Wait a minute, never mind. There is one cup. There is actually one cup standing, and he's actually pointing at it. And there's water coming down his finger. So it's like having the understanding of your emotional health and then trying to understand the perspective of others is going to help nourish you more. But like I said, the Goetia Tarot is a really advanced deck because you can go so deep with it, and that's why I love it. And yeah, that's all of them.
Yes. So that's a high priestess. Anything else you want to add on the high priestess?
Yeah, usually the high priestess can also be seen as a figure that is like, again, like I said, being an advisor, and is also, well, on the positive side, usually water break. The high priestess can be an indication of, on the positive side, like say if we were going to be more focused on like financial or earth-based things, the high priestess can be an indication to be more calculative in your finances and to make sure that you don't do reckless spending and really check your balances in your checkbook, and just to check to make sure everything is operating okay. And to also not afraid to get somebody else's help in your budgeting and finances in that much. Communication-wise, since the high priestess is not really much of a talker, she's more kept to herself. That can usually also be an indication to just start reading more. Like read the material, read the books that you have, and possibly from... Okay, that came out of nowhere. And also doing more divination by bibliomancy. Grab a book, open it up.
That is so fun. It's funny, when I was really young, and I'm talking really young, I would experiment with bibliomancy.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know. And it was so funny because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been doing that for decades. Like when you finally figure it out, I was like, oh, okay.
I'm kind of curious because now let me see here. What's another version of the high priestess that we can use? Or another quality that we aren't really aware of that we can use for the high priestess? 7 of Cups.
Wow. And look at that card. That card is even like,
Yeah,
wow.
that card, it also
Like,
has the moon in the background.
yeah.
So with the Seven of Cups, with that, the Seven of Cups again, it's like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff in front of me. I have to now use my intuition to think, okay, which one of these feels correct? Which one? But in reality, trying to think which one is correct is going to cripple you and keep you stunned. Because the one that you grab is the real one. The other ones weren't real at all. That's the Seven of Cups. It's going within and intuitively feeling which is the best one to grab. But yeah, I mean, that could not have been better.
No, no, you could not. We could not have gotten better. Yes. So the High Priestess is great. We can also use it when we want to, again, as an advisor and for guidance, when we are looking for guidance in our magic. And again, when we're doing it in our magical workings, take a photocopy of the card.
Mm-hmm. Write your intent on the back, sign it, and you can put it in the center as like the representation of spirit. You can have your elemental associations around it. Oh, and also like say if you are like trying to figure out, okay, what challenges am I like what kind of challenges am I facing, then the High Priestess comes out. Well, number one, the challenge you can have with the High Priestess is you blab too much. Another one could be like you're not really using all the knowledge that you have at your disposal effectively. Go within and start harvesting all that knowledge you have. You have a big library, start harvesting all the intel that's in it. And even also, since the High Priestess again is seen as a popus, this can even also show that possibly double check to make sure that you don't have any dogmatic views of women in power in a religious context. Now, in the terms of like say about love and all that stuff, possibly that could be an indication you have to be more silent and listen more for the partner. And especially, like say if you're trying to get like guidance in terms of say, like in the spiritual sense, like in the High Priestess comes out, possibly that could be an indication to really seek out a Guru Ma. Possibly a Guru Ma, which is a female guru, may be your best supporting individual to lean on in that regard, instead of like the Hierophant or the He-Who-Font, as I like to call him, because he's the Pope. It's like, oh, look at me, my shiny crown. Yeah, okay, woo, you got bling bling, but there's more to that. Oh yeah, that's all that I got for High Priestess.
Yes. She's a great card. She's a very great card. One of my favorites to even have in the tarot deck.
She's most associated with Moon and Monday, and also, well, most people say aligned with Cancer, but for me, I would have to say because since the High Priestess is silent and also spiritually attuned, I would have to say, see which one would probably be the most, like a combination of Cancer, Capricorn, and then also Pisces, because well, with it being Cancer, the mother figure, well, that's the most intuitive. Then you have Capricorn, like being in control of oneself, and then you have Pisces, which is intuitively connected to everything. At least that's my three. Well, not really Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is more like, and this is how it's done.
Yeah, no, fire signs are a little more flashy, so
yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, she's not flashy. I mean, like I know like a lot of times when I'm like my fire energy is up, I should say, and if I pull her, I'm like, ooh, it means I've got to like tone it down just a little. So yes, it's fabulous that way. So that is that's the High Priestess today. So thank you to everybody who joined for that. Please make sure to like. We don't have as many likes as we usually do, so hopefully we can get a couple more up there. But we will do one card readings. So if it looks like we have only one guest right now. We've had guests coming and going nonstop all night. But yes, if you would like a reading, we are ready. We'll do readings now.
Mhm.
And I do need to tell. Well, wait. Okay, no, we'll have another week. So it's not next week, but the week after. I'm teaching tasseomancy. So that class will actually interfere with going live because it's a 3-hour class that I teach. So, I won't be going live here, but maybe Bren, you might want to go live, but we'll just skip doing the tarot card for the week.
Yeah.
So we can be together. But if you want to go live, you can just.
Yeah, I think it'd be much better if we're both here at the same time doing it because it's like
We've got a good.
it just don't feel right not having the other person.
Right, I know. We're starting to get reliant on each other, which is awesome.
And funny enough, this is the card that just flew out of my hands.
Yep. Yeah,
Sure.
it's like we'll just travel to the week after that. So yeah, it's not next week; it's the week after. So
Oh. Huh.
so yay! So and then we'll have some some little changes because I will be moving soon. So I don't know if
That all makes sense why that came out.
yeah, not sure if that will interfere with my lives, but we'll see.
The Three of Wands.
Like, as I say, I'm getting ready to move.
Like, okay, let's figure out how the heck we're gonna do this. Chariot. Okay.
We will do it. The Chariot and the Three of Wands. I'm looking forward to the horizon. I can't wait to get back on the West Coast. I miss the West Coast. Miss it. Plus, everything's like right there. Like right now, I'm everything East Coast, but when you like are used to the dry,
Yeah,
the
it's just like everything's so humid.
yeah. Oh gosh, like the last 2 weeks have been so humid. Like you walk outside for 5 minutes, and you're like just drenched. It's just disgusting, you know. And I have friends who've lived here for 50 years or 60 years, and they tell me they're still not used to it.
Now this is the Six of Cups.
That one's a beautiful one.
And what's interestingly is that you see the woman figure and then you see her younger self there. Weren't you just saying going back to the West Coast?
Yep.
It's like coming back from it's like Back to the Future, except not really.
Yes. Yes, it's like the mountains are like, come back to me.
Yes, come back, and then you come back, it's like, younger me, you're in for it.
Yeah. Well, I always said when I moved out here because I miss the mountains. I'm like, well, you can always take the girl out of the mountains, but you can't take the mountain out of the girl. And when my husband moved here, because he was used to mountains too, because Illinois is flat, like
Yep.
it's like oh my gosh, funny story. So, my kids hear from some of the neighbor kids when we first moved out here that there was a sledding hill. They're like, can we go sledding? I'm like, sure. So I'm like, well, where's this hill? So I get the address. We drive there. And I'm like, where's the sledding hill?
Everything's flat.
It's like going down a slide at a playground. And I bought my kids a new, because I knew we were coming to Flatland, so I was like, do we need the slide? And we had inner tubes that we used. My grandpa had the tubes. You just go up to his house, grab the tubes, go sliding. And, you know, it's this little bump. My kids are like, we
That's
got
it.
suits and stuff for this. Because they were used to going up in the mountains where you hike up for 5-6 minutes and it takes 2 minutes to go down that mountain. And, you know, it's like, yeah, sorry, kids. And then same thing, first hike out here. My kids are like, it was a Girl Scout hike. And they're like, Mom, when does this hike start? And we've been walking for 2 miles.
Yeah, we've been walking this flat. When do we go up?
It's like there's no up and down. Why isn't there an up and down? Because
It's flat.
We're flat. We're in the Midwest. It's the plains. There's nothing here. So yes. So those of you that yep, it's you know once you hit Nebraska, you start getting good rolling hills. You hit Wyoming, you got the Grand Tetons and the Rockies, and then from there, like it's just all up and down and all around. So yeah, super fun. I mean, like even when we were in the Sierra Nevadas, when we were at Sequoia in California, my husband's like, "Oh, I don't know if I could drive on this," because he's like, "You drive," you know, because it's a windy road going up and down. You know, And I'm like, you grew up in the mountains too. And he goes, but we don't have roads that wind like this. They do, but he didn't ever drive on it. So there's just one big road, but they actually close it in the winter in Romania. But yeah, so we'll have a couple changes as I go out, but I may because it will be a different time zone for me. Like I know you're still the sun's up, the sun's down for me. So that's the nice thing is the sun will be up when I'm out.
Yep, and it'll be like Arizona. Well, yeah, for me, I'm in the time zone that says nope, I'm not changing the clock. Too complicated.
Yeah. I know it. Well, and the worst is like sometimes I'll be like, wait, I need to talk to this person in Eastern or the Pacific, and my family members that live in Arizona. Thank you. It always screws me up because I never know what time it is in Arizona since they don't use daylight savings. So all good. I mean, if Arizonans like it, great.
Yep, good. We don't have to buy into all that. Okay, time to make the clock go backward. Time to make the clock go forward. Now we just leave it alone.
I wish we all could just leave it alone.
Yeah, but no. This one guy wanted to have an extra hour or two to catch fireflies. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, is that why it's that way?
Yes, because one guy wanted to have his firefly net out longer and go catch him.
I never looked it up, but I know a lot of my brothers did baseball and they were way into it and they're like, well, we like it because then there's more fields you can play baseball on. So I'm like, okay, whatever. All right, if anybody would like a reading, we will be doing readings tonight, and you can type general or you can type a specific question, but if not, we're just gonna shoot the chat. Or I was gonna say shoot the breeze. Wait, we're just gonna talk.
We're just playing golf with whatever the heck we're golfing with.
Yeah, we're just we're here. We're here. We're having fun. And just while we wait for if anybody has a question, we are live on Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I don't know, Bren, what do you think about our spiritual topic for Thursday?
Let's see here. Actually, let's see. What is something that people have not spoken about before? Because I really want to throw a curveball. Something
Right.
that is, yeah, something that is something that isn't talked about and not even really given a lot of, not really given a lot of crap. Dang it, that didn't go as planned. Try it again.
What about
Take two. A lot of.
demonology? We could do demonology.
That's funny. That's funny because I was just thinking about something like that, but in a different context. Because okay.
All right.
Well, that's why it didn't work because this wasn't plugged in. That's why. If something that we could have that we can shine a lot of light on. Guys, I don't know if you saw, but yeah.
I saw the light. Yep. Yeah. I mean, even the Seals of Solomon. I don't think a lot of people talk about the Seals of Solomon either.
Yeah, but again, this is coming from me. This is me personally. I personally, don't get me wrong, I understand the system. I understand why it's done that certain way. But as for me, if you're calling in a spirit, and as soon as it responds, you're bringing it in, you're inviting it in, then you're pushing it into a circle or a triangle or what have you, then you're brandishing a wand at it, and you're saying, you're going to do this, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because it's really, you're going to invite over an entity that's been here a lot longer than you, and then you're going to act like that. Now, why in the heck are you going to do that? What do you hope to gain by brandishing your hazel stick at it?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think topic-wise?
I even think something pertaining to
I know. You know what, Bren? Because I'm having brain fart. We're letting you pick Thursday.
I would have to say maybe we should also take a look at the like dispelling the well, dispelling stereotypes about spirit.
That is a perfect topic.
Yeah, because like for an example, you have people that practice like more of the darker way, and they have connections with those spirits, and they're deeper, friendly connections as if it's somebody that's more like say with the angelic or their own beings. It's the same thing. It's just that the entity is different and affiliated differently, but the same kind of desired outcome is perceived.
I think that's a great topic. So Thursday we'll do dispelling the stereotypes of spirits.
Mm-hmm.
That was super
Ah,
fun.
yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
That is a good one. Yeah, because I've been brain farting and like I haven't been inspired. So I was like, all right, but I've also been like sidetracked because I've been like moving mode. So yeah, it looks like we're moving at the end of the month, hopefully. So worst case scenario will be like August 5th. So like now I'm really in that. I'm not even like I'm not even caring about the 4th of July. I'm like, yay, I gotta move back to the mountains. So
I mean, you could be all like, "Yep, I'm getting my independence from the mountains
yes.
to the mountains." Well, that's like, oh well.
Well, and it's funny, like when we talk about mountains and everything, like I remember a couple friends in college who were from the East Coast who were like from the Appalachians. The Appalachians are beautiful mountains, but they're not as big as the Rockies.
Oh,
We were like, oh, it's so scary here. And I'm like, what's scary? And they're like, this mountain is so huge. I'm like, but you came from mountains. But yeah, the
I'm all the
Rockies
way
are
over there, and you're thinking that's scary.
and the funny thing is like these are people from the East Coast going to school in Utah, and I'm like, yeah, go to the Colorado side of the Rockies because they're really big. Go to the California side of the Sierra Nevadas; they're really big. So, looks like we don't have any questions. I guess we'll give it a minute or two and see if anybody else pops up. Once I know we just have visitors popping in and out, and that's fine. Just go with the flow.
Let's see. We're actually here. Now I'm kind of actually curious to see what'll come out for that. And let's see. Let's see. For Thursday, what do we need to be aware of for Thursday?
Ooh, that's a
I'm
good one.
using the English story. We have the Queen of Pentacles come out.
Ooh, and look at that. And like with it, and she's got an orb. So that's also like a spirit reaching out. And look, I got the Hanged Man. Ooh.
Oh, the Hangman let go of how things are being perceived and status, because the Queen of Pentacles is usually associated with Capricorn.
Yeah.
And you notice how she's just standing there all pride and in order?
Yeah.
So it's like being willing to see something's status in a different direction.
Yep. Yes, and this Hangman is so different because he's like so entwined in the tree.
Mhm.
So it's yeah, this is gonna be fun. We did a good topic. Good topic, Ren. Yay. Don't be surprised if like I have a brain fart next week too, and I'm like, I don't know, Ren, I don't know.
What's our next topic that week?
We'll be fine. And if Azrael joins us, we'll like pump his brain too. We'll be like, hey Azrael, help us out here. But yes, fun. All right. Last call. We'll do a last call if anybody would like a reading. Please, you can type general and we'll pull a tarot or an oracle card for you. We have them already. Or you can type a full question. We'll do a full question. So we'll give it a minute or two and see if people watching would like to have a reading tonight.
And what's interesting too is that I'm kind of curious to see how like once we get to like this card, the Devil card, I'm really interested. As that card's gonna be really interesting because usually you see the Devil, you think, oh God, no. But in this depiction, it looks like the Devil figure is actually taking the hit for these two down below, like throwing himself to protect.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I have a totally different view I mean, it was like when I started leaving a lot of Christianity, I'd met my friend who is a Satanist, and I was like, "Tell me about this," you know, because she's the sweetest person, and like, there's all these stereotypes about Satanism, and she's like, "We believe that Lucifer or Satan is just as good as Jesus. The difference is that when God gave both of them the task, Satan just wanted God to be like, "Hey, good job, son," and instead he got banned from heaven, you know, and very like they believe like she's all we have a her particular coven actually follows the Wiccan Rede, you know, so so many stereotypes that people just don't
And,
realize it's not that bad out there.
and ironically, because usually like with that that part where it's showing that when Christ actually went out to into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights without food or water or anything like that, and how he was tempted. I don't think he was tempted because looking at it from a more symbolic representation, you have Satan coming in just all like, hey, you got to eat something and drink something, otherwise your vessel is gonna be dehydrated. So in a way, even though yes, he was tempting with like the riches and the things of the world, ultimately he was saying, hey, you got to sustain yourself with water. You got to eat something because if you don't, you're gonna dehydrate. That's not really being tempting. It's just that reminder of that you're in a physical vessel. You have to upkeep it. If you don't upkeep it, well, you can't keep doing your work.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And you know, we can learn a lot, like all different spiritual paths. There's so much to learn. I mean, there's like different parts of each. Like if we look like Christianity and Buddhism and Judaism, like there's so many beautiful things out there for all of the spiritual paths. That's why like I would rather like be spiritual than like say, oh, I'm this specific religion, because there's so much beauty out there for us to share. And you know, there's wisdom in everything.
Yep. That's why I just say I'm unorganized.
Yeah. I mean,
That
I do
way,
say I'm a traditional witch practicing paganism, but I like mine is different. I mean, well, I'm sure like most people I meet, it's usually different. Like we're eclectic. I mean, eclectic is the best word for it.
I
It
just
really
say unorganized, so that way if anybody says, well, what's your faith? Unorganized. Well, what
no.
does that mean? Simple.
Well, un-
I discern
unorganized eclectic.
what I do. And the
Yes.
beautiful part is, if we're going to be really a troll, this is so bad. This is so bad. Oh, so you're pretty much just saying I have religious freedom, huh? Okay, I have the religious freedom because I believe I can slap an idiot. My faith says I can slap an idiot. But that's just how crazy that is. Religious freedom? Okay, I have the belief that I can just put a sock in your mouth. I can't get over that. I'm sorry.
Well, and you know, it is good. I mean, it's good to have diversity too.
Mhm.
It's you know, I mean, even like, so I laugh because I tell my husband I'm organized chaos. And I'll be packing boxes and I unpack like a cupboard and it's spread all over the place. So I can pack it in the box the way I want. And he's like, it's driving him up the wall. And I'm like, again, I'm organized chaos.
And, and I don't know why this popped up in my head, but it was like the first thing you said when you said that was it like, how the heck does that work? Organized chaos. That's like contradictory. No.
It's not, because I know how the chaos is organized and somebody else is going to look at it and go, ah,
Mhm. And
there's a
even
method.
organized chaos is like you having a lot going on, but it's flowing. Like, for
Yes.
example, Black Friday at a store.
Yes. Yes. Well, even like we've got rooms packed now, but before I had rooms packed, I'd like walk in one room and grab something and put it in a box. Walk in another room, and my husband was like, "Oh my gosh," he's like, "You're seriously making me dizzy." And I'm like, "It's organized."
Organized chaos.
And he's like, "Just get one room done," and I'm like, but when I'm in this room and then I'm like, oh, I want to keep this crystal with the other crystals in this room because like that's where like a lot, because I had crystal grids in every room in my house. So that's like one thing that's kind of organized chaos.
Yes,
You know?
everything has to be all in the right spot, so that way when you relocate,
Yeah,
and you don't.
exactly. So I'm like, I have to go into each of these rooms and grab these things. And
Mhm. And as soon as you get to the new place, I mean, if you want to get really fancy and do the Wassershastra, but then again, you have to do well. At least what I did here is crap. What's that called? It's like right when you move into a new place, you pretty much you go in with a broom. You don't bring in anything. You go in and you sweep everything out. Everything. You grab all of it. You sweep it all out the front door. Yep. Yep. You sweep from the back. You go into every crevice. You sweep it all. I even do it with the carpet. Sweep it all out the front door. And as soon as you get it all out, you put the broom down and you jump right over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then after that, you sage and you put your crystals up. So that's when I'll put my
sage and
tourmaline.
cleanse, and then after that, that's when you then. I think after when you go through all the house, you open the windows. I think it's either that or you just leave the front door open, let that just go in, and then while everything's all saged out, that's when you bring in everything, and then you finish it with whatever intent you're trying to bring in. Or if you really want to get fancy, you can just use the floor, make a floor wash and just all that. But if you have it with a carpet, though, that probably may not be the best thing to do. So possibly,
and I'm sure because some of the houses we're looking at are like because my husband has to like actually be in the house because he's sensitive to like smells and certain allergies. So he's like, because like our realtor's like, oh, you can send your brother, and he's like, love your brother, but he's like, and I'm like, that's fine. Plus I kind of want to see sizes to be like, okay, this is where this is going to be, and so yeah, some of the houses have carpet and hardwood, some are all hardwood. So we'll see what happens. Like, we'll be in what we're supposed to be in.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're gonna temporarily be in like a furnished apartment that does like month-to-month leases. So it will be interesting, but it's all good because it's like a mini kitchen. So I'm like, we'll survive. It's not forever.
It's just for the moment.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much. So we are doing readings. So if anybody would like a reading, if not, we'll be shutting down for the night. But yes, if anybody else would like a reading tonight, we are doing 1-card readings. You can type general, or you can type a specific question. And then our live on Thursday will be dispelling stereotypes of spirits. So it will be really fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So be prepared on that day to get your mind blown, like stereotypes of spirits. I already have like so many of them going through my head.
Oh, I do too. And yep, and especially because I do the cemetery tours at night in the cemeteries. Like some of the things I've seen people do. So it will be fun. Yes, and you can't. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun topic. It will be a very fun topic. Yes, you never know what you get with us.
It's like box of chocolates, or box of Cocoa Puffs, a box of like German-made chocolate. You never know.
I've got my Shadowscape deck. I've got my Tarot Traditions deck. I know, Brent's probably got a bunch of decks too. I probably have 15 decks in front of me, to be honest.
Yeah, then my two newest ones are the Dark Goddess Tarot and the Pagan Ways Tarot.
Yeah, and that Pagan Ways Tarot is really cool. Mine is...
Yeah, but it's expensive as heck.
It is. My favorite deck, which is the El Goliath, and that is an expensive deck, and he's doing a new reprint. And I'm like, gotta get the new reprint. I have the first edition and the second edition. So,
the one deck that I really want and I feel so like, oh, because it has come out in new editions many times. It is the Bohemian Gothic Tarot.
That one is cool.
I love it because of how the dark, like the dark imagery, and it's satiric.
Yes.
It's like comic. It's funny, yet dark, and that's why I love it. Oh, I love that deck so bad.
It's what's funny, like I've had people that are like, boy, you're because like some people either all have dark tarot or they all have that bright and warm and fuzzy, and I have got like the weirdest mixture, and I'm like, well, that's just me. I'm different. I'm attracted to these kinds of
Yep.
different.
Meanwhile, I have like mainly all dark and not really anything cutesy cutesy. I mean, well, the Rainbow Tarot. I mean, yeah, I guess we'll give that one a bit of a nice pass, but other than that, it's mainly all dark with me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have the mix, but I love one of the things I love to do. One of the readings I do for people is a shadow and light, and we take what you need to pull out of your shadow self and work on and how to do it. And so I literally use a darks tarot set, a light one, because that's how because the differences are so diverse, and that's how we are. But sometimes the light stuff is actually darker than the dark stuff. I mean, like our shadow self is not. That's me. I'm shadow and light. That's what because that's and granted, I mean, I'm wearing blue today, but I usually am always in black.
Yep.
I mean, I do have other colors, but I am usually always in black.
Yeah. Well, for me, I look at it this way: because of the dark being there, the lighter stuff, and everything like the stars and the light, and they actually have something to stick to and have something to hold on to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do I prefer? What was that? Prefer Tarot or Oracle? Well, for me, I prefer. I would have to say, well, because both have their advantages. Tarot is a set system of 78, sometimes 79 or even more. While Oracle, it is completely, you can go off the wazoo with it. It's whatever you want.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of like a combination. I do like to do like tarot reading with like clarification cards. So one of my favorite decks to clarify with is the Nova cards. And then the other decks that I use, and my Lenormand is upstairs, are Lenormand. So when I do full hour-long readings and we get into clarifying and reading, I'm usually using my Nova cards or a Lenormand deck, which both are forms of oracle. Lenormand is more organized like the tarot.
Mm-hmm.
So. But yes. All right. So last call. If anybody wants a reading, please type general in the chat, or you can put a specific question and we will do a reading for you. If not, we will call it a night. And welcome, Chaos Queen. If you'd like a reading, let us know.
Hello, Linda. Let's see. Now I'm getting...
And all these people who have chaos in their name, they understand organized chaos.
Yep. It's like Alice in Wonderland. We're going to go a little mad here. Down the hoy.
Yes. You're welcome, ladies and and I hope everybody has organized chaos in their life. And look, there's Sekhmet.
Yeah, and it's so funny because in this deck she's the sun.
Yeah.
How so happy. Not the face, please.
She's one. She's like, that's where I have that similarity and that connection with her, because she's got her dark and her shadow side, which is her destruction.
Yeah, her.
And her light and loving side, which is
the healing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You work with Loki.
Yep. Yep. Oh, yep. I work with Loki too. Actually, my parakeet's named Loki, but he doesn't like me. I picked him out. I'm like, I wanted a companion because, like, when COVID happened, we didn't have a dog or a cat anymore because, like, when they passed, we decided to wait. And I'm like, I'm gonna get a bird because birds are a lot easier. Like, and when you go on vacation, like, it's easy to take a cage to a friend's house, and pick it up. like it's like so much easier. And so I named him Loki. I was so excited. And my husband is the Birdman. I'm not exaggerating. And yeah, Loki likes daddy and doesn't like me. But he at least likes, like, when I put certain songs on, he'll sing. So in the day, like, he does keep me company. So, and you're doing that because, yes, he likes Godsmack. He likes you too. He likes healing. And it's funny, there's a few, like, he doesn't like. So, yeah, I rebranded my name. So I took the Dark Queen out and put Chaos Queen. I like it. That's right. I think you had told us that a couple weeks ago. But yes. Yes, and Sekhmet is a wonderful, wonderful deity to work with. I actually work with her too. She's amazing. All right, well, we're going to wrap it for tonight, unless Bren wanted to show another card.
You know what? Yeah, let's see. What? Actually, not what. Yeah, what? Okay, which? Oh, but then again, most of these goddesses that are in here in this deck, really, some are dark and some are like, how the heck did you get in here? Like, I don't know if you would consider Gaia as a dark goddess. I don't know if you would.
I hear some people say that and then some people don't. But, I guess if you think about it with Mother Nature, like if she's sending a tornado or an earthquake or a hurricane, maybe that's dark.
Oh, yeah, that's the natural destruction. Let's see.
Yeah, natural destruction. Or like a volcano. I mean, because that burns, but then it makes rebirth.
Nemesis.
Ooh.
The Ace Swap? I mean, well, Nemesis is a titaness of having things be so, like, completely, like, so balanced and back to the neutral state. She don't care about nothing. Oh, you're thriving and other people are suffering? Okay, now you're going to be on an equal playing field. Oh, you're suffering and now you have people above you gaining? Nope. Now you're on an equal playing field. So maybe that could be a theme that possibly somebody needs to hear. Bring in Nemesis to make everything be on an equal playing field. Because the way she does it, she don't care. She's like, neutrality, everybody in the middle, let's try this again.
So I see somebody works with Bastet, Sekhmet's sister. How beautiful. And then you've worked with Nemesis before, Toddy B. And then Gaia is one of the primordial goddesses, so I can see it. Yes. Yeah, I mean, these primordial goddesses, they had... Okay, fabulous. Yes, Nemesis. I haven't worked with her yet, but I've read a lot about her. I don't know if I will. I don't know if I'm... I kind of see where the goddesses guide me. You never know.
I do know Nemesis is a daughter of Nyx, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I know for a fact I put her like in Nyx's book. I believe I have her listed. I hope I do, otherwise I'm going to get it.
I'll grab it real quick. This will be our next book. So we're right now, I'll grab the book for Witchy Book Club. So right now we are doing the Spiral Dance. We are on chapter 5 for this week. And then when we're done after the 13 weeks, we'll be doing Nyx. And this one was written by Bren. So please,
illustrated and designed, all of it.
All of it, 100%. So please go to his bio. It's so super easy. You go to his bio, and it will take you to the Lulu or Lulo page.
Yeah, Lulu.
Lulu. Okay, and it takes you there. I mean, I ordered it. Obviously, it was easy to figure out, and then you can get the book. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning and beautiful. So I'm very, very excited to read this. Yeah, I don't have books left out. So they'll go fast when I'm done reading all these books. But I should be
Loki's son. Oh, Fenrir. Now, Linda, if you're going to be working with one of Loki's children, you have to at least work with her too. Please, you have to at least work with her because, I mean, don't get me wrong, very accepting, very understanding, but she will tell you it to the face exactly how it is.
Well, and that's what I love about the Dark Goddesses is they put your big girl pants on and come on, they help you through the muck.
Yeah, they have the understanding of all the difficulties and the hardships, but at the same time, they'll help you just face it through and get through it all.
Yeah. Yes, they definitely will. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up tonight. So I want to thank everybody who came and visited, everybody who gave, and everybody who gave us gifts. Always appreciated, never expected. All right, Bren, any last words and farewells?
Well, Mike, I thought I had a, wait a minute. I thought for sure I had a microphone because I was in, wait a minute, no I don't. Never mind, no one. Well, so Thursday we'll be doing that lovely thing about dispelling stereotypical BS about spirit. So, toodaloo, au revoir, so long. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, so we're going to go map of it. Or arrivederci, I think that's how you say it.
Or we can do Jaws.
Dana, Dana. No.
Go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. And I'm trying to sing the way like Richard Dreyfuss was singing. So, thank you everybody for joining. Yes, we will be doing on Thursday Dispelling Stereotypes of Spirits. So that will be a very fun topic. So that will be really great. Thank you everybody who joined us tonight. We really appreciate it. We will see you Thursday, Sunday, and Tuesday next week at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And next week is we'll be doing the Empress card.
Yeah, the Empress.
Yes. Yay. All right. As always, merry meet, merry part, bright blessings, and namaste.